Welcome. Today we're going to talk about how to make a book. I think all of us collectors probably have at least one book in us, and I want to encourage you to make your own book. And I would love to buy that book once you make it. So, in the spirit of that, I wanted to share my journey in making my Marine Nationale book. So, the first book started really simple, and I encourage you to just start simple and don't overthink it. This is the very first Marine Nationale book by WATCHISTRY. I made it on Google Photos, and it's really simple. This is MN01, the very first one, and it's simply photos. There's no text in here at all. And this was really just an experiment, version 0.crap as I like to call it, just to see what's it like to make a book. Would anybody be interested in it? What's it feel like to actually hold the book? And could I really do this with just my cell phone camera? And I did. I made about 75 of these, and they have sold out a long time ago. But it's a great place, super simple to start, and all you need are pictures. And this was through Google Photos. After I got my confidence up from that, I wanted to try to making a book with text. And so I started a book called Vintage ZRC. This book is still available. The link is below. And this one, it was actually made through a platform called Blurb. And I was able to add text and photos and kind of start to get my feet wet on what it's like to make a little bit more of a real book besides just photos. And this is a shorter book, about 40 pages or so, and covers about 10 watches, vintage ZRC watches. Gives a good overview of all the things to collect in ZRC. But it's a shorter book, but it was a good hardcover start. Again, starting small. I had a lot of fun making that. Again, still available right now. Then having built up the confidence of adding text, I thought, okay, it's time to go and make the book that I wished had been out there when I started collecting Marine Nationale watches. And so went back to Blurb for this one again, and they have a premium magazine format that I thought might be right for an Ultimate Marine Nationale book. So before I went too far, I started playing around and getting kind of rough blocking and tackling of what I might like that book to look like. And this is that first version. It's very small because it's really just more about trying to see what the layout would be like for the book. You can see here there's actually a lot of lorem ipsum gibberish text here because this was really about just prototyping. And I encourage you to prototype and mess around with your book and kind of see what works, see what doesn't. And again, this maybe cost me $20 or something like that to get a sample in my hands. So it was very, very efficient and just print on demand. And really the only investment was my time. Once I felt pretty good about the layout, I prototyped again and did the full layout. So you can see a much thicker book here. It's starting to look like the ultimate book here. Still nothing on the cover. Initially, I thought I just wanted to do the band here. But you can see here, I've pretty much got all my photos in line. Some of the text is there, but by the end, it was still gibberish here. But again, starting to feel it out, getting some prototypes, checking along the way before the next version. But this is when it started to take its ultimate form. Again, going with this premium magazine format because it was pretty economical to produce. The next version was, again, the kind of proof here where all the text copy was pretty set, and this was my proofreading, going back in and seeing, is this in focus or not, or is this the right color? Do I like this photo? That sort of thing. Just making little adjustments here and there. on the copy. And that led to the next version, which was the final version of this softcover Marine Nationale book, which I added a cover photo. It had all the proofread text, all the final layout. And again, for those not familiar, this book covers about 34 watches issued to the French Navy. Here's the fronts and the backs of them. And it just goes in depth about the history and provenance for each of them. But this was, this was the version that I'm very happy to say I've sold about 400 copies around the world, and it's just such a great experience to put something out there and have the community respond the way they have. So I'm so thankful for that. You can also see here I started to get a little creative with the spine here, but again, this is the format that is available today. Soft cover, print on demand, available, link below. After a while, I started to explore, well, this is in English. Could I do it in French? Well, I don't speak French, but I hired, I thought maybe I'll just put it all into Google Translate and then create, just copy and paste. And I did do that, and I showed it to somebody that actually speaks French, and they said that it wasn't very good. So I hired a professional translator on Fiverr, did the whole job for, I don't know, $600 or something like that. Professionally translated the whole work, and now this is the French version, which is again also available today, and can be, so I have it now in English and in French, so it's really nice to be able to offer that in another language. But it basically required doing the translation and then copying and pasting the French text in all the right spots for the English version. Then, so Blurb is the platform I use to create these soft covers, and I can ship pretty much anywhere around the world, print on demand. And it's a great format. I still use it to this day. But I started to outgrow the platform and wanted some more options. And actually, I had in my mind that I would like to do a hardcover version, kind of a premium version of this book, but I needed to take some steps because Blurb just wasn't the right format or platform for me to be able to provide a hardcover, just because their cost structure just wouldn't have worked. So as a preparation for the hardcover, I had the entire book remastered in an InDesign file to move off the Blurb platform, and it basically had a softcover version remastered, but for printing on a different site called Mixam. Mixam, this is their premium magazine format. I have a stack of these that kind of depending on where you order from and my inventory at the time, it may provide the fulfill the soft covers with either this Blurb version or this Mixam version. Again, pretty much the same. Identical content on the inside. There's a little bit of small formatting differences that you might notice if you're really comparing side to side. But same deal, and great quality from both. But now that I had the new upgraded InDesign file, I could then go and produce the ultimate version of the Marine Nationale book, which is this hardcover version that is available now. Very limited numbers left. I think at the time of recording, I have about 4 left. I don't know if I'll do another run. It's a lot of work. I probably will, but it's just there's just a lot of work involved in doing that. But here you can see hardcover format, a little bit more durable. I personally like the soft cover format a lot, so you can just throw it in a backpack, take it on the bus or train, whatever. Don't treat it too precious. Build up some patina. But the hardcover is, it is really nice for that library feel. You can see here a nice black cover page here. Same content on the inside, but it does definitely have that much more robust feel to it. But yeah, this is the hardcover version, and you can see now that you don't just go straight into the hardcover, and so I encourage you to dive in there and just start with your version 0.crap, and you can see how far it's come from this to that. So hope you enjoyed it and can't wait to read your book. Have a great one.